Hey, what's going on? Today's project on this E46 BMW 2003 325xi is to replace the exhaust gaskets where the manifold downpipe, exhaust manifold downpipe meets the exhaust system. So first thing you need to do is jack up your car, obviously get it on some safety stands or ramps to make sure you're safe, and then disconnect the exhaust. Show you the issue down here. This is the where the downpipe meets the exhaust, and that's where the gaskets go. You can see I've already removed the old bolts and old gaskets and taken a sharp putty knife and scraped the surfaces on each side clean. Removing the bolts really wasn't fun. Two of them ended up breaking on me. Then I had to take the heat to them, heat them up, and give them a good smack with a hammer and a punch, and they came out. So this is all done. Now we need to replace the gaskets, the nuts, the bolts, and not sure what you call it, but there's a sort of a plate that connects each pipe together. So I'll show you the parts and the part numbers. Alright, here's the parts needed to replace these gaskets. This part I was talking about here was called a flange steady, where it slides over two of the bolts on one side and grabs a bolt off the other side on the pipe. So 2 gaskets, the flange steady, 4 bolts, 4 nuts. I bought genuine BMW parts. They're not cheap, kind of annoying price for these items, but it is what it is if you want to repair it. This is the second time I've made this repair on the car since the car was new. I bought the car new in 2003. I have about 200,000 miles, or about 315,000 kilometers on the car. So it's still got the original exhaust, original manifold, so not too bad for the life of the car so far. So these are all the part numbers, and you can see the prices there. Not cheap, but I try to use BMW parts when I can. Okay, so let's get them installed. So to remove the old ones, you'll need a 15 millimeter socket wrench with extensions, so you can reach in between the pipes, and a 15 millimeter wrench to grab the other side. And as I mentioned, I'd recommend to have a torch and a hammer and punch around if the car's fairly old, because it's likely that the bolts will be rusted and need to be heated up to be removed if they break. Okay, I'll slide the new parts in, show you how they need to be installed. And you also need to, for the install, a torque wrench that's either set to 17.7 foot-pounds or 212.4 inch-pounds. So you'll need a torque wrench as well. So let me get the parts on and then I'll show you. Here's a look at the factory diagram of the exhaust gaskets and flange steady bolts, etc. So you can see here the flange steady is placed on the driver's side, and then the third bolt hole grabs on the passenger side. We'll jump into the car for a look. You can see I've got the nuts and bolts in. The gaskets are between the manifold flange and the exhaust system flange, and then the flange steady, as you can see, is placed on the driver's side and grabbing onto the pipe on the passenger side. So I'm all set to tighten these up. Once again, it tightens down to 17.7 foot-pounds or 212.4 inch-pounds. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, I've got the bolts and nuts tightened down to the specified torque limits. Just started the car, so what you want to do now is just make sure you have no leaks. So the car's running. Just run my hand around the joint, top and bottom. Make sure there's no leaks. You'll feel it immediately after that. Looks like we're good to go. Alright, that's the exhaust gasket repair, E46 BMW 325xi. Thanks for watching.